Macros, macros, macros. You've heard me say it all the time. You gotta know your macros. If you don't know your macros, you're not gonna see results. So macronutrients, I brought the whiteboard out so we can break it down. If you've ever heard any fitness guys, YouTubers, Instagrammers, bodybuilders talk about macros, have you ever been confused? Like, what the heck? What are they talking about? I'm gonna break it down right now because it's super simple. Even a 5-year-old can understand macros. So first things first is macros. So macros is short for macronutrients. And what are macronutrients? That is protein, fat, and carbs. There it is, that's all it is. And these are the substrates of every food. Everybody trips out on macros. It's not complicated, guys. So every piece of food that you have has macronutrients. Some have a little bit more, some have a little bit less. Macronutrients, guys, macros, proteins, fats, carbs. I'm gonna say it again, proteins, fats, carbs. When you flip over the label, you're not going to see macros behind the label. It's not gonna say macros. Understand that. It's going to say fat, carbs, protein. So if you look here, this is rice. You turn it around, you see 0 grams of fat, 36 grams of carbs, and 3 grams of protein. Those are the macros. They're not the micronutrients, these are macronutrients. Let's do it again, just for the sake of practice. So flip over this. This is oatmeal, Kodiak oatmeal, and the macros on this: total fat, 4 grams, total carbohydrates, 30 grams, protein, 12 grams. So those are the macros. So let's say that's you right now, all right? So we want to put some muscle on you, right? So everybody, if you're trying to lose weight or you're trying to gain muscle or do a recomp, you have to know your macros. I'm telling you, I'm gonna freaking keep saying it. I might hit you with this, but for real, everybody has their numbers. So everybody has their own macronutrient, their own caloric number to get them the result that they want. So let's take you. Everybody starts out with a baseline macronutrient caloric intake. And let's just say you want to lose weight. You're gonna start off, and I'll do another video of how to calculate your specific macros, but let's just say for the sake of this video, your caloric intake is gonna be 1,800 calories. Right there, 1,800 calories. All right, so don't just go off of calories though. In those calories, you have your macros. So what makes up those 1,800 calories? It's your protein and your fats and your carbs. In 1,800 calories, because you could have all carbs that make up 1,800, but you want to have a good ratio, right? So what I would do is go, let's say 158 grams of protein, 203 grams of carbs, and 40 grams of fat. So that's what makes up this right here. That's what I would give somebody if I were to give them this number of calories. This is just an example, guys. Like 1,800, you could have 300 grams of protein. You could have 50 grams of carbs. You could have 100 grams of fat. I'm just showing you this number just for the sake of the example. I don't know how much you weigh. I don't know your history. I don't know what you've done in the past, but I'm just trying to tell you guys because everybody goes and says, oh, I'm eating 2,500 calories. Well, you have to know the macros though. You can't just have 1,800 calories or 2,500 calories of all carbs and fat. You're probably just gonna stay fat and you're probably not gonna build that much muscle. When you work with a coach or if you work with me and you're a client of mine, I'm going to give you, based on your custom macronutrient goals and your overall goals, I'm gonna give you a number and I'm gonna give you specific macros to meet that goal. That's how we stay progressing. Now that you have, once you figure out this number right here, how many total calories you have and what the macronutrient breakdown is, this is what I want you to do. You're going to open up MyFitnessPal, okay? MyFitnessPal, you have to download this app to track all your food. Okay? It's like your bank account. How do you consolidate and keep track of all your money? You have Wells Fargo, you have Bank of America, you have, Chase, and that's what keeps the checks and balances of how much money and your budget, your expenses and all that. That's essentially what we're doing right here with MyFitnessPal, and this is our bread and butter. Everybody download MyFitnessPal. It's free. You don't have to pay for it, and we're gonna use this every single day. What you're gonna do is you're actually gonna go to more, because if you just use the calories and the goals that it has like by default, those aren't gonna work. You have to find your own calories and macros to fit your goal. So what I want you to do is go to goals, and then I want you to hit calorie, carbs, protein, fat goals, okay? And then what you're gonna do is update your caloric goal right there, and then you're gonna punch in the exact ratio and the numbers to fit the carbs, protein, and fat. Hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, just reach out to me, no problem. Let me show you how to track the food. You're gonna need a scale. And so like, let's say for instance, you got rice, right? Put it on, put the bowl on it, and then you're gonna zero it out, okay? You could do this with any food, all right? So you're gonna take your rice, you look at the serving size on the back, and it says serving size, quarter cup or 45 grams. Quarter cup dry, so that means it's not after, it's before. You want to measure it before. Okay, so 45 grams, and what you're gonna do is make sure the unit measure is on grams, because it has all kinds of them, and you're just gonna measure it out. There you go, 45 grams, and it looks like that. That is one serving. And when you put it in your rice maker or the pan, and it'll get bigger, and it'll feel like a lot more, but that's how you do that. So let me show you how to do it again, okay? Let's say you wanna plug it into MyFitnessPal, and that way you can start tracking it. So I broke down all my meals into pre-workout, breakfast, because I work out in the morning. So pre-workout, breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner. And you could do this by going to more, and then go to settings, and then dial in all of your meal names and all that. Okay, let me show you how to track the food though. So what you're gonna do is, see that little plus sign? You're just gonna hit plus, and then you're gonna hit food, and then you're gonna go to pre-workout, or whatever meal that you're doing that day, okay? And what we're gonna use is so handy, it's so easy. You're gonna hit scan the barcode. All right, let's take that example again. We got our rice. Let's find our barcode. It's on the bottom, right here. And you're just gonna scan it right there. Boom, it worked. And it says right there, 0.25 cup dry, and then number of servings, 1. You could put 2 or 3, or you could put 1.5, you could put 1.25, it doesn't matter. So we got 1, and then we're just gonna click that check mark up on the top right, and boom, there we go. There's your rice. And let's say, this is kind of a weird meal, but let's say we were gonna have oatmeal with it. I don't suggest doing this, but let's say we have oatmeal with it. All right, let's do it one more time. So plus, food, pre-workout, barcode. Let's find the little bear on the bottom, the barcode. Boom, good. All right, so it says 1 packet, 1 serving, and you could change the serving, and then click the check mark, and then there you go. You got both of your foods. If you have egg whites, you have chicken breasts, if you have steak, it doesn't matter. If it doesn't have a barcode, let's say you go to like the grocery store and you get like a lean cut of meat, okay? So let's figure that out. All right, so you're gonna go over here, add food, and then there's a little search bar. So you go here and you type in, so it'd be like top sirloin, and then just try to find the one with the check mark, because those are like verified foods, and then you're just gonna add it in there. And if it's not 4 ounces, let's say you got 3 ounces. Usually it should say 1 ounce there. Just find one steak that it has like 1 ounce, and then essentially you would put 4 servings of that. Or if you want, just put 4 ounces, and then you could just go 0.75. Oh, you can go 0.75, and that would be like 3 ounces. So hope that makes sense. And add, boom. So now you got the rice, you got the oatmeal, and then you got the steak. So now you're probably wondering, well, how do I know how much I'm eating? Well, that's perfect. That's kind of like our budget that I was talking about. So you're gonna click this top. So as I told you, you should have updated your specific custom macros for your goal. It should be up here. So you're gonna click that, and then you'll see your goal intake. And all I want you to worry about is only the macros. And what are the macros? Protein, fats, and carbs. That's the only thing that I want you to worry about. And you see my goal on there. 250 protein, carbs 300, fat is 20. And my goals change, but literally your goals will stay the same. And then basically what we're gonna do here, so you wanna make sure this nutrient part is on day view. Hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, drop a comment or reach out to me. But this is how you're going to track your macros. It's very easy. If you don't know them, you're not gonna see results, and you gotta get your workouts dialed and your macros dialed in. I hope this helped. Leave me a comment if you like it. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share the video. Let's get it.